This live stream is presented to you by MaxspeedTV. All live streaming content that is presented in this telecast is owned by MaxspeedTV, Rudy Cummings, and the entire crew of MSTV. This may not be rebroadcasted, retransmitted, and retelevised without written consent. Please enjoy today's broadcast. Getting set for tonight's main event here for the Sunday night series on MaxspeedTV live for round number 4 out of 6. We welcome here live at Southern National Motorsports Park as we get set for 100 laps here tonight. My name is Zeke Reyes.
And I'm Dewey Schramm. Welcome to the broadcast, everybody.
It'll be a fun one as we get ourselves set. Of course, again, it's the late model series. Not a lot of drivers here, but hopefully, as we said like the last time, just because there's not a lot of drivers doesn't mean there's not going to be a race put on here for this one. So, we'll take a look at where everybody stands as of right now. Only 10 drivers, as I said. Currently, Poindexter leading practice. Liam Sheen in second place. Scott Yost in third. What do you think of tonight's event, Dewey? How do you think the outlook's going to be?
Well, I've got my eye on one driver in this field, somebody that has not raced in iSCAR in a very, very long time, and that is the number 17 of Brian C. Mullen. He is back, and I'm sure he's back with vengeance, and I think he might put on a show tonight, and I wouldn't be surprised if he picks the W up here.
Brian 17, Brian C. Mullen, of course. So it's been a while since we've seen him on track, but here he is. And give him a warm welcome back. Hopefully he doesn't wreck the car, but we also see a lot of veteran names up here. George Tills, Mikey Jones, and
Here. See Harrison Chandler on the board. I'm not sure if he's run a late model race yet this year.
Right. Chandler in that number 29. His first time he's on the racetrack for this one. So excited to see him in that number 29. So, yeah, some new names coming in here for this 4th race of the season, but as of right now, not a lot of action going on practice, so we'll go ahead and pull up points. See where everybody stands. Liam Sheen is up top, Alex K. Gretz in 2nd, Eric Sutcliffe in 3rd place, here Grindle in 4th, Cole Woody in 5th, Matthew Klein in 6th, Scott Yost, Dominic Howe, Aaron Mulroney, and Joe Berger round out the top 10.
Yeah, I don't see Alex K. Gretz in the session right now, in which case that'll be a big hit for him in these points. Of course, tied with Sutcliffe for 2nd and just 1 point off of Liam Sheen. So he could take a big tumble here tonight. Of course, he may fall back to about only 4th or 5th. Of course, Cole Woody no longer here, but Matthew Klein is here tonight, so if he doesn't show up, it's probably going to cost him a championship, unfortunately.
Right, and this is a very valuable points race. 11 drivers here for tonight as Matt Johnson in the 191 joins the session late, so glad to see him out here as well. But as practice winds down, we'll go ahead and take you through tonight's session here for this one. For Southern National Motorsports Park, track facts displayed on the left-hand side of the screen. 4 turns, the configuration is oval, 70 degrees of banking. It reminds me of a lot of Bristol, a very small track with a lot of banking. So I'm interested to see on how these drivers will corner through around.
Yeah, we saw last week or 2 weeks ago rather, at Langley. That was a really flat track, so passing was a bit more difficult at Langley, but 5 flags passing was a bit more easier, even though there were only 8 cars in that race. But yeah, you mentioned Bristol. This is probably one of the more similar short tracks to Bristol that these guys will see. So between the banking and pretty much everything.
Yeah.
I will say though, for pit road, the pit road is a bit interesting here, as it is at Bristol. It's not quite where you enter on one side and exit out the other, but the way you have to merge on, you're pretty much merging almost directly onto the track as soon as you're off pit road.
All
So
right.
just something to keep an eye out for.
Yep. All right, we're gonna skew ourselves to the side, play the national anthem, rise out, remove your hats as we salute our nation's colors. Welcome everybody back here live here for tonight's event. If you're now just joining us here for tonight, we're getting started for this one as we're currently under qualifying conditions. We'll put the graphic on the top bar of your screen and see where everybody is sitting in practice as of right now. How about the 76 at Eric Sutcliffe at the top of the board?
Yeah, Sutcliffe currently tied for second in points with Alex K. Gretz, so a big opportunity for him to potentially, if he can finish higher than Liam, he might walk out of here with the points lead. And Harry Grindle currently in third. He's not that far back in points, I don't think, either.
We'll pull up point standings for Dewey to reference on. Yeah, Liam is in first, Alex is in second, Eric and Harry is in third and fourth. Matthew Klein, excuse me, will be in sixth place, but yeah, still relatively close within that top four. Harry's unfortunately going to have to make a lot of points here for these next upcoming races, for the next 3 races. So, well, we'll have to see on how Harry performs, but he's currently third in practice. I mean, third in qualifying. As Scott Yost moves himself to the top of the board, so that number 85 looking strong.
Yeah, this is an opportunity for not just Eric, but Harry as well. You know, if Liam or Eric are both have some early problems, that could play into his benefit, as if he finishes, you know, really good or even wins the race and those two have problems, he can get right back into this championship battle. And if those two have issues, that'll also play into the hand of Alex K. Gretz, where if he doesn't show up, he may not take as big of a points hit as otherwise.
Point exit to the top of the board. That number 1 machine scoots himself to the top with a lap time by him as he scoots himself around to the front straightaway again. And I don't know if he's going to improve on that lap time, but he's the first person to see right up against that 13-second mark. Look at that. 14.001 by that number 1 machine.
Yeah, and you mentioned similarities to Bristol, of course, because this track's a bit shorter than Bristol is. You'll see laps here that are faster than you'll see at the world's fastest half mile. Of course, the Cup laps today were probably mid to high 14s, but of course Carson almost on the cusp of a 13, so definitely a faster track. As we got just about under a minute left in this qualifying session, that's Keaton Jones on track with some blinking issues, but he might be qualifying in the back on purpose.
Right, he's probably waiting to cross the start-finish line to log in like a 2-3 minute lap time. I'm not really sure. You might be screwing around, but in the meantime, we'll
Harry
go
checking
ahead
out the
and
infield.
right. In the meantime, we'll pull up weather to see on how tonight's race is looking out. Do we go ahead and take us through on how it's shaping to be?
Well, air and track temperature just 2 degrees apart. Air temperature of 77, track temp of 79. Might take a bit for the rubber to come in here tonight. Humidity 0%, pretty dry. It's what it always is in iRacing, but bear with me. Winds coming out of the southeast, just about 4 miles per hour, so just a slight bit of a breeze. Clear conditions, perfect racing conditions, and with qualifying wrapped up, we're just about ready to take the green flag.
Right, and with that up, we'll go ahead and take you through tonight's starting order. Carson Poindexter on the top with a 14-second lap time. Scott Yost in the 85 is going to be right alongside of him.
And in row number 2, we've got that 76 of Eric Sutcliffe into his outside points leader, Liam Sheen.
Row number 3, going to be the UK driver, that number 70, Harry Grindle. George Tolsman, that 53, starting up in 6th.
And in row 4, we've got the 29 of Harrison Chandler in his first race of the season, and to his outside Brian Mullen, his first race in a long time.
Row number 5, going to consist of Matthew Klein in that 01 Keaton Jones, rounding himself out in 10th place.
And rounding out the grid, we've got the 191 of Matt Johnson, the only car not to take a lap. Hopefully he does start the race. But that is your field.
Race
Looks
analysis. Oh, you go ahead.
I was going to say, it looks like we're missing 2 people that haven't gridded yet, but yeah, race analysis for tonight. There's Matt on the grid. 100 laps tonight, so 40 miles total with a 0.4 mile track. Pit road speed's 35. We don't do that stage thing here. Fuel window should not be a problem here. We should have enough fuel to go to the end. So the only thing people would really need to pit for here is for damage repair or for fresh tires.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see on when these people, if a caution does come out, if they're going to hit pit road or not, but here we go, getting set for tonight's race. 100 laps going to be logged into the book as Brian C. Mullen finally logs himself in, and that's a bit of a throwback. That's the last time Brian Mullen has ran that Spotify scheme for a while.
That's a classic.
Yeah. All right, we're starting to roll off here for tonight as Carson Poindexter, the number 1, will lead it to the green. If you're now just joining us here for tonight's event, we welcome here live. We're also live on a couple other broadcasters here on MaxspeedTV. Go ahead and check out Mike. He's running the Abruzzi 2020 Summer Cup Series at Michigan, so you can go ahead and check him out there as well. But in looks like a 23 minutes estimated here for tonight, not including caution. So if this thing does go green, which will be a super rarity, race will take about at least 23 minutes.
Yeah, we should be out of here by about 10 o'clock, barring any cautions, but I'm totally expecting a couple cautions tonight as the pace car will dive itself right down to pit road, and we are green here at Southern National.
Green flag is out, and Poindexter goes into turn 1. Might be a bit of contact there as Sheen gets up the track. He washed up the hill a bit and opens up the door for the 76 of Eric Sutcliffe to the inside. Brian C. Mullen, that 17, is really blinking a lot, but side by side looks like 5th place.
Yeah, Sutcliffe's teammate Harry Grindle trying to get by Sheen as well, but can't quite make the bottom work. Liam trying to make the high side work now into turn 3, but he'll dive down to the bottom and pinch off that 70. And the crossover move for Talsman now, door banging down the front stretch as Talsman will take 5th place away, but now Grindle will give him the bumper, and he'll go to the low side for that position.
Man, a lot of contact between those two drivers. I expect some 4X to be traded there as Talsman comes down and Grindle and opens up the door for the 29 of Harrison Chandler. Luckily for Chandler, he scoots himself and backs out of it, but George Talsman, unfortunately, for that number 53, he is dropping back ever so slightly. He's in the hands of that number 29, but up front, it's Scott Yost.
Yeah, Talsman and Grindle, not big fans of each other so far, but that's just typical short track racing as they get themselves situated away for now. Scott Yost, as you said, now up front, in front of your pole sitter, Carson Poindexter, who's still not that far behind, but so far, Scott looks to be the best car on track.
Scott works himself onto the front straightaway. I was about to say through the tri-oval. But I'm just so used to seeing 1.5 milers. It's good to see some short track action here at the Southern National Motorsports Park. Still a lot of action here as to the low side goes the 29 contact and nice save, but Tolsma goes around.
Right in front of Matt Johnson, and that's going to bring out our first caution of the night. And it'll involve George Tolsma and Matt Johnson. We'll give you an MSTV replay and tell you what happened.
Just two drivers gunning for the same real estate. Fortunately,
it looked like Tolsma had it saved and then just overcorrected after and then went around. You'll see right here, I think he had it and then lost it once again, and nothing Matt Johnson in that 191 car could do, and hopefully not too much damage for either one of those cars as we're just about 10th of the way through here.
Our first caution coming out on lap number 9 as George Tolsma goes around on the front straightaway. Yeah, it's sort of a weird track. It's very small, super tight corners, so that bottom side is definitely king, and unfortunately for Tolsma, he was just trying to gun for the same real estate as what Chandler was doing, because Chandler wanted to make a pass into 1. Fortunately for Tolsma, he tried to shove it into the corner so he might have gotten clear coming in, but they both made contact in the 53 at the worst off of that.
I'm not sure if this is me, but this track appears to be very wide for a short track, even with those tight turns. Something about this place strikes me as being a much wider track than most other ones that we'll see. I don't know if you see that too, but I don't know.
Yeah, definitely is. Oh, unfortunately for that car, the 191 of Matt Johnson will be a lap car.
I'll have to wait for the next caution.
Still blinking out and such, but here we go. We're coming to the green flag. Matt Johnson, unfortunately, does go 1 lap down. We'll have to come back for a wave around as the green flag waves for the 87 to Scott Yost, but does not get going. They're fanning out 3 wide toward the back.
Yeah, it looks like Grindle thought about going 3 wide, but chose the let off, and whoa! Nice save by Sutcliffe into 3, who got into that 47 of Liam Sheen. And Liam, who started 4th, will make his way now into 2nd.
And that was very close as Sutcliffe was on the bottom of 3 wide. He wanted to get up and get a nice arc, of course, coming into the corner. Sutcliffe, unfortunately, got into the door of that number 1, or 47, I don't know who it was, but lost a bit of time there. He has a lot of laps to go ahead and regain ground. And he has his teammate right in tow behind him, so no pressure for that 76 right now.
Yeah, don't mind the ticker, by the way. There it goes. Now the ticker goes green. It was a bit glitched right there, but we have been green this whole time. It looks like Carson's going to... Ooh, Carson tried to make a move for 2nd, but got really loose on the bottom, so Liam will hold on to that position for now, and it looks like Sutcliffe will try to make a pass on the outside.
Right, that'll hold up that whole 2nd line. I think the person who has the best setup right now is that number 85 of Scott Yost. The man who started himself in 2nd place has been controlling it once he got the lead, and as of right now, he's their leader, obviously, but this battle for 2nd is heating up. The number 47, Liam Sheen, is getting attacked from right behind, and that's the number 1, Carson Poindexter.
We got teammates battling for 4th as well. That is Harry Grindle and Eric Sutcliffe, both of those cars Team Kamikazes. So Sutcliffe currently the first of those 2. Matt Johnson not battling for position. He is 1 lap down. We go a bit farther back for Harrison Chandler, who unfortunately got into that 53 at Tolson to bring our first caution out, and then Keaton Jones behind him. So field's starting to spread out a little bit as we're about a 5th of the way through. So this is about the time you'll start to see the really fast cars start to make their way towards the front and figure out who might win this thing.
Matt Johnson to the low side, I think, even though he is a lap car. I don't know if he got lapped or what, but that 191 is sort of rummaging through himself. He's still 1 lap down, but shoved Harry up the track. I don't know if Harry got tight there, but Matt is what would be in 5th place, but unfortunately is not. All eyes are on that number 85 of Scott Yost, though, as he works himself into 1 and 2. His battle for 2nd is not done yet, as Sheen is still trying to fend off that 1.
It looks like Brian Simone has just gone a lap down. I think he might have come down pit road. He's got a lot of right side damage. He probably smacked the wall and we just didn't catch it, but and some rear end damage. He might have just spun the car around or something and just wasn't a caution for it, but that might be the end of his night. So an unfortunate start to his return to the series, but Scott Yost continuing to lead, and he's led pretty much every lap so far, save for a few.
Straight away they go. Side-by-side action right behind. The 191 is definitely fast. He wants to work himself to the back of maybe Scott Yost to unlap him. That 191 is definitely faster.
Ooh,
you see a bit of contact there with the 47 machine. Oh, man! That was close. Matt Johnson, even though he's a lap car, he wants to get himself up into this mix. And you see right there the difference of the leader versus what he is running right now. He's causing a bit of headache for Liam Sheen and Harry Grindle, but Matt Johnson, there he tagged the wall.
Yeah, the thing with Matt is, of course, with the field spread out like this, there's no guarantee you're going to see another caution flag, as I think Sutcliffe just tagged the wall at a 2. So whatever Matt Johnson can do now to potentially get himself on lap, he pretty much has to do, as you see Matthew Klein now go a lap down. And that's even a bigger problem for Johnson, because if a caution were to come out, now Klein would be in the free pass spot and not him. So if there's anybody on the track that 191 needs to get by, it's that 01 of Klein.
Klein looks like at least a second, 1.7 seconds ahead of Matt Johnson, but unfortunately for Klein, he's letting everybody by, and Matt Johnson's going to work himself on the low side, and he's going to get to that wave around spot. But for that 191, he can't get any X's. That includes 0 X's if a caution were to come out. If he does get some type of incident point, unfortunately, that number 191 is not going to be a wave around.
As we're about a third of the way through, Yost still out front, and out front by a good margin. Looks like Brian Simone, that could be a disconnection for him, as he's over 10 laps down now, unfortunately. So we're down to, I believe, just 10 cars on the racetrack. Sutcliffe trying to get to the back bumper of Poindexter, with Liam getting shuffled out a little bit, but that 76 can't quite get there yet.
Stuff off of, I thought that was turn 4, but both sides of the track look identically similar. Now they're coming up on turn 4, but Poindexter's slowly starting to pull ahead right now. At number 1, I don't think he just has the speed to get to that 85, but he honestly might be catching him just like a bit. No, more than a bit. You saw that last time. The 85, Scott Yost hit a 0.7 rather than Carson, who hit a 0.5. So
Someone's in the wall in the background. I think Liam Sheen might have just got in the wall. Somebody did. I don't know if it was Liam or another car, but well, he's definitely in the wall.
Yeah.
I think Matt Johnson may have used up his tires.
Harry Grindle goes
around on the backstretch, and that will bring out the caution. And there's the free pass that Matt Johnson was looking for, so he can come down and get 4 fresh tires, and now we can really see if he can get himself to the front.
Yikes. And Grindle goes around. Looks like that car got a bit sideways right up off the corner. We'll see what happened here, as the 70 was working himself off of turn number 2. Saw Sheen in the background also tagged the wall, but looks like Grindle, he tagged the apron.
That'll do it. Fortunately, nobody else involved, and now the entire field looks like will come down for 4 fresh Goodyears here, or whichever car or whatever tire model these cars run. I'm not sure. Maybe they're Hoosiers, something like that. 4 fresh tires either way, though, as there's Johnson getting his lap back, so he should be pitting this time. Looks like there's some people actually staying out, though. Looks like the top 3 have all stayed out on the racetrack, along with Harrison Chandler.
Oh, Sheen is not going to get the...
Oh, that's big.
Yeah, and Grindle, too. He, too, goes a lap down. Lots of people want a lap down there. Oh, man. Wow. I'm surprised to see that. Didn't expect that.
Well, that could hurt Liam in the points because he's now going to be stuck in 7th or 8th place in that, one lap down. So with Sutcliffe up there in 3rd, as the cone's being abused on the front stretch right now, if Liam ends up being stuck a lap down for the rest of the race and can't really gain any more spots, this could be a big opportunity now for Eric Sutcliffe to potentially walk out of here with the points lead. As we're approaching the halfway mark here, a couple more laps till then. We've hit the 1 to green, so Yost, Poindexter, Sutcliffe, Chandler, and Keaton-Jones will be our top 5 for the restart. And then Talls, McCline, Sheen, Grindle, and somebody else.
Green's out. Green
flag is out, and we're up and away here at Southern National Motorsports Park. And Poindexter got a nice restart in the 1, though, but Scott has that bottom, and look how he sails the car into 1 and 2.
Yeah, the bottom definitely the preferred line on the restart is even with the good restart that Carson got, that bottom line definitely the one to be in is Talsmo. Whoa, that was...
Oh! What a save by, I think that was the 47 of Sheen. He falls back to 10th place, unfortunately, as Talsmo's having blinking issues. But meanwhile, up front, Scott Yost has retained the lead.
Yeah, these are valuable points that Liam's losing right here to what's going to be Eric Sutcliffe now with Gretz not in the race. Sutcliffe could now, I think, as of now, is the new points leader, so he's just got to keep himself where he is on track, and he might just keep the lead here when the checkered flag drops.
He's running in 3rd as well. Has a competitive car to keep himself in contention for that win. Only looks like 3/10 off that leader, Scott Yost. Speaking
Line's already about to get lapped again. Something happened to him on the restart.
Oh, Scott might have pushed up the track. I'm not sure. He's going to encounter that 0-1 of Matthew Klein, who moves himself up high. I wonder who's been caught by him. Looks like the 76 Sutcliffe.
He got loose.
Yeah, he might have gotten loose.
Yeah, something definitely happened to the 0-1 of Klein on the restart because even with him being off pace, the leader shouldn't catch him that fast, so he might have gotten tagged somewhere, but no harm, no foul as we've hit the halfway point here tonight this lap as Yost continues to dominate this race, but Carson's coming, and I think he wants that lead pretty bad.
I'm very interested to see on, it's interesting to see, even though all these drivers, the last time they pit, like for Matt Johnson, that 191, even though he recently hit pit road, he did not,
He's kind of plateaued now.
Yeah. He's the last one on the lead lap, and he didn't gain any time. But speaking of gaining time, here comes the 1 at Poindexter. He's putting the pressure on the 85, excuse me.
Yeah, that was pretty weird because Johnson was gaining on these leaders. I wonder if warmer tires might be better here than those fresher tires. I'm not really sure, to be totally honest, but it is interesting to see how much time Johnson was gaining in that early run, but now with fresh tires just seemingly getting nowhere.
Right. Definitely. I don't know much about these tires since I don't run late models often, but that's something to keep note of. Maybe coming for these next couple of races. I don't know where they're going to take place at. I think the next race is at Thompson. I'm not sure.
We're going to Martinsville and New Smyrna for the last 2 races of this season.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Well, Martinsville will certainly be interesting. I would expect a lot more people to show up to Martinsville next week than we've seen the last couple weeks. Of course, more people owning Martinsville because it's an NIS stop, and it's common among other leagues. So if there's any race this season where the car count will be high, I would definitely expect it to be Martinsville. And, of course, that could have even bigger championship implications.
Yeah, definitely, as Matthew Klein hits pit road. Might have hit the wrong one, though. Yes, he pulls himself into the garage. The 85 is still in the lead. The 1 of Poindexter is not letting him go, though, for that top spot. Let's go ahead and scroll back to 4th place. And Matt Johnson, we were just mentioning about him on how he was running all the way back in 6th, but now has worked his way forward. He's sitting in 4th place now as those tires get up to speed. Harrison Chandler all the way back here in 5th place. Keaton Jones in that number 77 all the way back in 6th place. So Keaton Definitely one of the better iSCAR drivers, but not having the run he usually has.
Yeah, Tolson is right up in the
Yellow
mix of
flag
those
is out.
cars, but he is a lap down. And caution's gone around. That's for the 47 of Liam Sheen, your points leader, as he's gone around out of turn number 2. So we'll see how that transpired here as we have our third caution of the night.
Whoa!
Wow.
Big misjudgment there by the
no,
191 of Matt
bro.
Johnson, and he just about
I don't
straight
know.
lined the corner.
That looked, I don't know. Well, actually, I think Liam may have came down just a little bit, but we'll have to see right here. This will.
Matt was definitely on the low side there. I think Sheen, I don't know. Matt got
Hard to
tight entering
tell.
1. It's hard to really call that. But Matt definitely got into that 47. Sheen is not happy, just giving a, you know, couple of taps in.
Oh, he turns him. Whoa, boy. And that's a disqualification for the points leader, Liam Sheen. That's going to be huge now. And this is the opportunity Eric Sutcliffe was looking for, as he now could potentially get the points lead walking out of here. So Liam looks like will finish in either 8th or 9th, depending on if Klein's out of the race or not. But not a good finish either way. And I'm not sure if Johnson's done either, because he just disappeared while spinning. I don't know if he Alt F4'd or what, but
Might have gotten too many incident points. Yep, 22x for him.
wow, that's... How did he get that many incident points? That's something else.
Yeah.
Huh.
But of course, Sheen taking
I'm
out.
surprised he picked up that many
191.
points that quick.
Yeah, we're only 64 out of 100. That sucks.
He was doing all right, but you know, once he got back on the lead lap and his tires worn through, he was starting to make his way up there. But unfortunately, that incident ended both of their nights, and looks like we're down to either 7 or 8 cars on the track. I think 7.
Yeah, it looks like 8 cars in total. Matthew Klein sitting in
Oh, he
7th
still is on-
place. Right.
So yeah, Klein will finish in front of Liam then. So that's another point lost for Liam. So Liam's going to walk out of here with a looks like a 9th place finish here, which is going to be not very good for him as we're back green here with just 35 laps to go.
Side by side for the lead. Clears up quickly for that number 85 of Scott Yost, who has dominated this entire run. Works himself into 3 and 4. Oh, he washed up the corner. Here comes Poindexter to the bottom. Can he shove it to the inside? Looks like no. The 85, a great corner there, and he pulls himself by a car length.
Yeah, again, the ticker taking a bit to update. We are, in fact, green still, so there it goes. Yeah, Carson had an opportunity right there, but couldn't quite capitalize on it. That 85's just got the best car on the track. It's going to take a lot for Carson to get by him.
Person who got the wave around that last caution looks like the 77 Kim Jones, I think. Or no, it was supposed to be Liam Sheen in the 47, but of course he got involved in a disconnection.
And disqualified, so nobody with the free pass that time. So if another caution were to come out, it looks like George Talsma, the only car 1 lap down, so he will be the recipient if another caution were to come out. And there you see the ticker update. Now Klein has gotten by Liam for 9th place, so it'll be a 10th place finish for your points leader.
Poindexter has been slowly catching that number 85. He doesn't know how to pass him though, but he's been on his bumper and in his tire tracks this whole entire run. Now into 3 and 4, you can see, I think, Poindexter, oh, he got real sideways there. And unfortunately,
holds on to it though.
Right, holds on to it, but unfortunately, oh man, he's really sideways. That might open up the door for the 76 of Sutcliffe here in a moment.
I wonder if Carson just used up his tires trying to get to him, as he's all over the place, almost hit the wall right there. So this will allow Scott to pull away, and with just about 20-ish, 25, 26, 27 laps to go, this might be the closing stretch where the 85 just pulls away and says, you know what, I'm winning this thing now.
Right, he's never visited victory lane before, but man, he has dominated. This time by, once he comes around here, whole lead actually is 75th out of 75 laps. Yeah, he's led them all this whole entire run. I mean, this whole entire race. That is amazing for that number. No, actually, no, never mind. I lied. He's just stayed himself out.
All but 4, though. So.
Yeah, all but 4.
Yeah. Only 2 leaders so far as Carson had led the other 4 laps from the pole, as Well, Carson's trying to catch that 85 of Yost. Sutcliffe's trying to pass that one car. And these are really the only three guys that are anywhere near the front so far, as fourth place Harry Grindle's a bit farther back, and you gotta go a ways back for Harrison Chandler in that fifth spot. So the field definitely starting to spread out more as the amount of cars on track starts to dwindle.
And now 8 cars left on the racetrack as Poindexter attempts to track down that number 85. This time by, it'll be, I think, how many to go? I'll have to pull up the race summary panel. 23 laps to go. I have 3 cautions this entire run. I mean, this entire race, 14 caution laps in total, 5 lead changes between Poindexter and Scott Yost. For second, that number 76 of Sutcliffe is definitely coming.
Yeah, we'll be getting the 20 to go here this time by, is that 76 definitely closing in on that one of Poindexter. And that's good for Scott Yost, because the more those two battle, the more he can just drive right away and increase his lead.
Oh yeah, I think Poindexter, those old tires are definitely kicking in, and that number 1 is really, really sideways. He probably is working the wheel if we get an onboard of him. And through the gyro cam of 17 degrees of banking at the Southern National Motorsports Park. Right now, trying to keep it as steady as it can, but you can see him sawing that wheel, trying to get it straight. And unfortunately for Carson, he's losing time because he's a bit loose.
Yeah, even if a caution were to come out, of course Carson probably wouldn't pit because it would cost him track position, but again, even if a caution were to come out, I don't think he'd be able to get by that 85. That 85's just got it made tonight. And it's interesting because I don't think anybody in the top 5 has yet to come down. Well, actually, the top 3 at least haven't come down pit road. I think Harrison has. But definitely these top 3 yet to make a pit stop, so it's interesting that the 85 is doing this much better on those same tires than Carson is. And 15 to go this time.
15 to go. Scott Yost is slowly starting to pull away. If we do have a caution, do you expect some of these drivers to maybe hit pit road and jump all these people on those older tires? Because we only have, looks like 6 cars on this lead lap.
I think Harry, Harrison, and Keaton would come down pit road, but I think those top 3 would stay out for position. Especially that 76 at Sutcliffe. I don't think he wants to risk losing any points, because he's trying to get by Carson for second now. Yeah, I think if we do have a caution, the top 3 will stay out, and the back 3 on the lead lap will come down pit road. And Sutcliffe's trying to get under him, and he might have a chance here into turn 1, but Carson clears.
This time by 12 laps to go for that 85 of Scott Yost as he pulls away by a second and 3 tenths as Carson tags the wall entering 3. He'll lose him a bit of time, but he retains second place, but Sutcliffe is not letting him go. Into turn number 1, they go, and I feel like that number 1, oh, you see him, you saw him sideways there. Poindexter is definitely sideways. Oh man, the back end really stepping out there, gonna open up the door for Sutcliffe.
10 to go.
Oh, Carson washed up the track that time.
Yeah, even with the amount that Carson's bobbling, Eric just can't quite get by him. Carson's a little loose once again, as Eric's got to find a way to get by him sooner. It's going to be too little too late.
Oh, Poindexter goes around!
Nice avoidance by Sutcliffe, but that's going to bring the caution out.
Wow. Oh, man.
What a nice job by Sutcliffe to not hit him, though. That was impressive.
And George Tolzman will get the wave around. Oh boy, and things, with 8 laps to go, a caution coming out this late in the race, and with these people on worn tires. Oh man, the game is on. Who comes onto pit road and who stays out? And we'll see it again on how that 1 spun around. Might have gotten a tap there by that number 76. It was a very light tap too. It wasn't like a hard smash in there and kill people.
Yeah, the thing is, with Carson already that loose, any tap was probably going to end up sending him around, unfortunately. As Carson will come down pit road. And it looks like nobody else pit yet. We'll have to see if they come down this time. But as of right now, Carson the only car on pit road. We'll see if we have any takers here.
Some interesting note to...
No one.
Yeah, nobody. I'm very
shocked.
surprised, but not even
shocked
Cholsmo,
Harrison
the
didn't
wave
hit.
around, didn't even hit pit road either.
Huh.
But
Well,
some interesting note to take into play. At number 70 of Harry Grindle. He's been
he
in
did
victory
hit.
lane here. He pit 55 laps ago, so
That's right. He won the super late model race here last season, so we'll see if Harry can make it 2 for 2 in the late models at this track. And he'll be restarting in second place. And I'm not sure if we're going to get a green-white checkered or not. We'll have to see if the pace lights turn off this time or not. But it looks like we're going to either have 2 or 3 to go in what should be the final restart.
for Poindexter in that number 1, he doesn't seem too damaged, but unfortunately going to be starting in 6th place.
Just no time to pass, honestly.
Right, unless like 3 to go. Yeah, looks like we're going to get the green with 3 laps to go. He's going to be starting in 6th though. But with those fresh tires, that might play to his advantage because he's only running in 6th place.
If he can make the outside work, he might be able to get some stuff done. But if not, he might be stuck back there.
I don't
So if
know.
another caution were to come out, we will have a green-white checkered, but we've got to get through this one first as the pace car dives down pit road. And we're back green with just 3 more laps to go.
3 laps to go. Scott Yost pulls ahead. The 70 is going to peek to the inside. Can't make the pass work as Scott now pulls ahead of that number 70 Grindle. Grindle is the only winner here at Southern National Motorsports Park, and he has fresher tires to duke it out with the 85. 2 laps to go this time by, and he is there. Oh!
Give him some shot into the turn, and that's going to send Yost into the wall. Can Grindle make something out of it? But Scott continues to lead. White flag at Southern National. Scott's up the hill again. Harry's coming low. Here's the chance. Can Harry spoil Scott's party?
White flag as they work into 3. The door go! Bumping around the 70. Doors the 85 up the track. Crossover is not going to be made.
Whoa! And Harry wins as they crash across the line.
No! Harry gets disqualified! Harry gets disqualified at the line! Scott Yost is your winner!
Did he... Oh, no!
Oh, my gosh!
No, Harry, no!
Oh, my gosh!
Scott Yost, out of all of that, does emerge your winner as Harry got disqualified by that turn 4 contact, and his teammate Eric Sutcliffe, despite flipping over, will finish in second place. And Carson, restarting 6th, made his way back to 3rd. And Scott Yost, with what's left of his car, will burn it down here at Southern National. Oh, no, he won't. All right, then.
That's amazing. I'm speechless. That final lap was interesting. We all thought it was Harry as soon as they worked themselves off of 4, but suddenly, Harry disappears across the start-finish line, and Scott scored the winner. He won it sideways, which is ridiculous. And Eric Sutcliffe comes in second.
Just slow roll over.
That is amazing. Oh my god. I've never seen a finish like that ever.
That was bizarre though, because like he crossed the line and then his car disappeared. So I thought he actually made it. You'll see in this replay here as they door bang into turn 3. That may have been an incident point or 2 right there.
Yeah, it was. That had to be definitely an incident.
You'll see right here, Harry actually crossed the line and then his car disappeared. So I didn't thought because
I think he already got a black flag because it takes like 3 seconds when you get the black flag when your car disappears. But we'll go over results here after.
Poor Harry.
A hectic 100 laps. Oh man, heartbreak for Harry Grindle. Going to be the king of Southern National Motorsports Park, but comes up short.
So Scott Yost emerges somehow after absolutely dominating this race as your winner. Eric Sutcliffe in second and should take the points lead away from Liam Sheen here tonight. Carson Poindexter, after restarting in 6th with 3 to go, gets himself back to 3rd. Harrison Chandler is in 4th. Keaton Jones rounds out the top 5. George Talsma in 6th. And Mr. Disqualification, Harry Grindle, finishes in 7th somehow. I feel bad. Matthew Klein in 8th. Matt Johnson, of course, was DQ'd for incident points earlier on in 9th. Brian Simone in his return finishes in 10th. And Liam Sheen has actually been bumped to last place. So that's going to be a big hit for him. Congratulations to that 85 of Scott Yost, our series sponsor. So it's only fitting he won one of these things. We'll scoot ourselves.
Actually, you're already on the the interview box. So we'll go ahead and
No commercials. Good for
yeah.
you guys.
No commercials. We'll go ahead and slide in the number 85 of Scott Yost into the booth. Scott, well, you didn't cross the start-finish line at first, but you scored the winner as Harry got disqualified across the start-finish line. Congratulations, buddy. First ever iSCAR win. What's your thoughts?
Hey, that was pretty incredible. Well, you know, I got bumped there by Grendel in I think a lap before that, and I just thought, and then he's kind of sent me up a little bit, but in the next turn, and I just said, I mean, I led too many laps to give that up, so I was gonna go, you know, balls to the wall there at the end. So ended up hitting him. I didn't know he had so many incident points. I probably would have. Well, I probably wouldn't have taken it easy anyway. It doesn't matter. I was going for the win.
Right, man, and congratulations. You pick up your first ever iSCAR win. I don't know how long you've been in the series, man. It's been a while, but Scott, congratulations. But when you were crossing the start-finish line, you crossed the start-finish line in second. What was what was going through your mind as suddenly you appeared first?
I was kind of in shock. I was like, I said, "There's no way I finished first." I go, "Something's wrong here." And then I noticed that he got. Then I looked at the standings, and he wasn't even in the top 5, I believe. And I don't know. It was craziest race. That was great. I mean, it was kind of strung out there a little bit. Ran my tires pretty hard. And then I started trying to save them a little bit. But man, I mean, it's fun racing this series. If I would have finished second, I would have been just as happy. I mean, I have a good time here.
All right, bud. 10-4. Congratulations on your first ever iSCAR victory here tonight. Before I let you go, any sponsor you want to thank here?
Soaring Eagle Casino in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. All my family back in Alma, Michigan there watching tonight. Of course, the Sonic Blast M&M Blizzard. Gotta love that. Okay.
All right, man. 10-4. Congratulations to Scott Yost in the 85. We'll go ahead and see you coming next week, bud.
All right, thanks.
And of course, the series sponsor, Yost Auto Sales. Be sure to check him out as well. And we'll drag in our new points leader, Eric Sutcliffe, into the booth. There he is. Eric, got a copy? Hey, Eric Sutcliffe, Dewey Schramm III up in the MSTV booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, man. Your second place finish of the year. But despite not picking up the W, you're going to walk out of here with the points lead. How does that feel?
Honestly, I'm disappointed for my teammate Harry. I wanted like a 2-3 kamikaze finish and got DQ'd across the line.
Yeah, we were kind of sad up here. We thought he had it won, and then his car just disappeared. We're like, uh-oh. But hey, man, you still had a pretty solid finish. I think one of these days you're going to break out and get a win. But overall, how was your car out there tonight, man? You were strong.
It was kind of all over the place, honestly. Like, it would tighten up for a little while, and then it would get loose again and get tight again. I couldn't really figure out what it wanted to do, but overall, it seemed reasonably cool.
Well, it worked out for you in the end, of course. Your second place of the season, man. So how do you think you're going to do? I think we might have an increased car count at Martinsville next week. How are you going to prepare for that race?
I don't really know Martinsville. I don't know any of these tracks, to be honest. I don't do old racing, so each track is new to me.
Well, if you don't know any of the tracks before you go into them and you're still emerging as the points leader, you're definitely doing something right. Hey, before we let you go, man, any sponsors you want to thank here for tonight?
No sponsors. Just want to thank Team Kamikaze for being an awesome group of people.
All right, Eric Sutcliffe driving for Team Kamikaze, your new points leader, man. Congratulations, and can't wait to see you next week at Martinsville and see what you do there.
Very much.
That was Eric Sutcliffe. 76. We'll go ahead and drag in the number 1, a Carson Poindexter, into the booth. And after spinning out, you slapped on 4 fresh tires on it, and you rounded yourself out in 3rd place, man. An up and down day overall, but oh boy, you have a challenger for that top spot, Poindexter. I don't even know where you are in points. Actually, where? Oh no, I thought you were somebody else. Never mind, Poindexter. Just erase what I just said. Those first 30 seconds. Poindexter, you started yourself in 3rd. I mean, first, finished in 3rd. What's going through your mind? This is horrible.
You're good, but yeah, that was a fun race. I knew I was fast in qualifying, but I knew it was going to be super loose on the long run, so I tightened it up a little. And then I think finally around lap 70, the right rear just burned up because it like flipped the switch, and I was just trying to hang on. And then when I spun, that was all me. I just couldn't hang on to it any longer. And then when I pitted, I actually only took 2 right side tires because I didn't know if I'd have time to take 4. But man, I thought I still had a shot at the end when the leaders started beating and banging, and I feel bad for Harry. I guess he crossed the line first, but he got DQ'd because of incident points.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunate for Harry, but for you, finishing out 3rd here tonight after starting on top, of course, you were definitely loose there for that long run. How was your set besides it being loose on that longer side?
Well, before it got loose, it was great. I know on the initial long run where we went like 30 laps or something like that, I was closing down on the leader because I had given up the lead because I made a mistake and overshot one of the corners. But after that, I started reeling them back in, and then the next couple of restarts, I was hanging with them. And then, like I said, I had one shot at them on like the restart around like lap 65, and then after that, it just like flipped the switch, and I was just trying to hang on to it.
All right, bud. 10-4. You round yourself out 3rd here tonight after starting on top. Before I let you go, any someone you want to thank here?
I want to thank UNC Charlotte and 408 Racing.
All right, bud. 10-4. That number 1 machine at Carson Poindexter going to round himself out in 3rd after starting at top. We'll go ahead and see you coming next week, bud.
Thank you.
All right, and we cannot end this round of interviews without bringing into the booth the man who originally thought won the race. That's the 70 of Harry Grindle, and we'll drag his butt in here. Harry, got a copy? Oh,
Yeah, he has a mic problem currently. Unfortunately, those beeps probably are signals
like
of
Morse code.
distress. Yeah, Harry, we're not gonna. Poor Harry, I feel bad.
I mean, he thought he won, and now his mic doesn't work. Just a rough end to a good night for Harry. But overall, thank you all for watching here tonight. Here at Southern National Motorsports Park, Scott Yost picked up his first career win here tonight. Congratulations to him. So again, thank you all for watching, and for Ezekiel Reyes, Dewey Schramm, thank you very much for tuning in, and be sure to come back for the 5 races we've got slated for this week.
Bye.
Bye.